Hi guys. So the last part we cut it short just to let you guys relax. It's the first episode. We want you guys to not be bombarded with so much knowledge, from PalmwinePapi. So we decided to just like cut it short, take a break, go and eat some rice, some jollof, drink some tea, drink some coffee, then hop back in for the part two. And this is the part two. So we're going to continue from where we stopped. Where we stopped, we were discussing about RCN and We Talk Sound. And yeah, so we'll just continue from where we stopped. Welcome back to AfroXposure. So you spoke about Boluwaji.
Yeah.
If I may ask, because I know you dropped like a list or like a screenshot. I don't know what that was.
A playlist.
Of like your top a playlist. Oh, I saw a screenshot on
Yes.
Twitter of your
Yeah,
top.
but it's a screenshot of the playlist.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm stupid.
No. Yeah, that's guy. I'm messing with you. Don't mind me.
Anyways, so yeah, are you telling me that all the guys that are on that playlist are like the only guys you listen to in Toronto and Canada? Because I know there's like
a lot
literally
more.
this podcast is being sponsored by a record label, SoundKing. They have like 3 artists under them.
Yeah.
And I think I saw like 3 of them, but I don't know, they were all featured with each other and stuff. But like, would you say a lot of like Afrobeat artists here in Canada? And if you can mention the ones can you just like give us like a few? Aside from just give us a few.
So that's a 2-part question. So you want me to mention artists and also want me to know if that's all I listen to on the playlist?
Yeah.
There are definitely a lot more beyond the playlist. I've making the playlist too. I had to go through as much as I can to find what's
So
best out there.
You didn't really know them before?
No, I know them personally.
No, like know their music, like listen to their tracks.
So yeah, not necessarily. I didn't know everyone. I had to like dig deep and connect some dots. And a big source of actually knowing who is who was actually Iman's project. Iman's project connected me to a lot of artists. I can definitely point to Iman's project as a great source of me knowing who is who in this space. And I've gone forward to look at other artists, and just from connections and the relationships I've built even off of Clubhouse. People send me stuff too casually. So I find out artists different ways. So I won't say I can't say I know everybody that's in the scene, but yeah, I think there's a substantive amount for me to lay out like say a 40-track playlist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Can you mention a few of them?
Yeah. Okay. A few artists that I can think of that are amazing. Obviously, Iman is doing his thing. Like Iman's right here. He's doing his thing as a producer. There's New Baby, there's D1 Wave, there's Nima. Oh goodness. Nima is freaking amazing, man. There's Toby, there's Boluwaji, like we mentioned, there's Omaremi, there's Shokpe, there's Tommy, who actually just won an award at the Juno Awards for reggae record of the year. So
featuring
like
Sean Kingston.
Yeah, featuring Sean Kingston, man. Yeah. And that was an amazing record. There's plenty, man. There's Omada, there's AJ Styles, there's edX, there's a guy from Cameroon called JBY. Yeah, there's guys, there's KVY.
So speaking about Nima, do you know Nima?
Yeah.
She has an upcoming project. Do you know anything about that? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, we converse on Instagram. Yeah, she told me about the EP early on, and I think it's about to be amazing because I heard the first track on that EP. And man, it's phenomenal, bro.
It's good. Trust me, it's good.
It's amazing.
Nima Sabi, she can sing very well.
Bro.
How about Tommy? Tommy?
Yeah,
I don't know how you
Tommy.
pronounce
Yeah,
it.
her name is Tommy.
She also has something dropping soon.
Yeah. Another artist too that I've been fortunate to talk to. Yeah, she definitely has a new song coming out, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the I won't say it's a problem, but what would you think is the reason why the scene here is not as good as
big.
the scene in the UK?
Okay. Yeah.
Just or what do you think would make this scene be as good as the scene in the UK? That's a better way to.
Or wait, what I think will make it as big as the UK?
Yeah, or what do you think is making it not like that? Just whatever. What would be a prescription for this sickness?
I think culturally, like the UK, we can't even compare. Like it's not even fair to the Canadian scene because the Canadian scene is very new. Like every one of us, like most people immigrated here in the last couple, say within 10 years or maybe 10, 12 years. But with UK, there's like 2-3 generations down. Like the UK's alliance with Nigeria, it goes as far back as the colonial days, man. So it's like, so it's not even a fair like form of comparison because they've been able to. They were the first form of like market to really push heavy like Nigerian music. Like they were the ones. They were the ones that even gave the coin term Afro beats. Like it was literally someone from the UK that said, how are we going to like tag all these songs coming from this area? Like we need a term for this. We need a term for this on radio. So they came up with that term. So like they have a couple generations ahead of Canada, right? So to even compare it is like kind of unfair to the Canadian scene, right?
Okay.
So
sorry for cutting you, but let me rephrase it then. If UK is like so far, let me give you another scene. So you have the Alte scene, which is like recent. It's not in the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. It's literally not in the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. So you saw, or would you say, how do I put this question now? We all were alive and we saw how the whole scene became what it is today. How Santi, Ozibi, whatever, became as big as he is. How, I don't know, what's his name? Odunsi, Lady Donley. The list is basically endless at this point. Bodge, Tay, his brother, everybody. Mm-hmm. How they became that big. And looking at our scene here, there's not much difference. Right now, the world is all digitized. Like, you don't even need to go to studio to do anything. You don't need to do anything. You can just do it in your room and send it on over the email and stuff. But like the way they did it, do you think the Afro scene here can kind of like replicate what they did? And do you think it will work? Like now it's not about generation. Now it's like time.
I think with the alter scene, because I don't think we can. Again, not to say that we're comparing or to say we're trying to put it on the same trajectory. Most of the Afrobeats music that is being made in Canada is still very like Afro pop. It's still big market centered. It's geared towards a massive audience within Nigeria. It's not like an alter scene where it's like it's more grunge. It's more like countercultural. You know what I mean? It's more like there's a niche audience for this. There's only a certain aspect of type of people who listen to this kind of sound or this kind of, or even the visuals down to the fashion, the style. Not everybody's dressing like this. Not everybody's doing this. So the alter scene had they had some form of novelty to them. They had some form of like, oh, this is different, right? Mm-hmm. Something that wasn't necessarily the same old that we've seen in the Afropop and the mainstream level. Branding. So their branding like ends up being at an advantage because they're offering something new that makes it feel okay. This is fresh. It makes people intrigued that who are these guys coming in with this scene? So there's some form of novelty that they come with. But when it comes to Afropop artists within Canada, I think Afropop artists that you can easily pluck somebody from here now, say like a New Baby, and put them in Nigeria and watch them like blossom in those spaces of like mainstream levels. So they're not even in any way different. Like Afropop scene here is not necessarily as different as Afropop scene in Nigeria. The only disconnect that I can say that this might be the quote unquote problem. The only thing is like just level of relatability. How much can you make your music like relatable to the person in Nigeria, right? Like how sweet is your lamba, basically? How much can you connect to the audience that you're trying to target?
I feel this
Right?
point, but then it's kind of like weird if you want to be relatable to people in Nigeria. It's just like me being in Canada and I'm singing, I don't know, like Small Doctor. You wouldn't necessarily. I might have like a whole fan base in Nigeria there and all that.
Yeah.
That would be cool, but like it wouldn't necessarily help the scene here. It will only help you there when you are there. It won't help the scene here. It'll just be
Right.
like, oh, okay.
Right.
It's literally like this guy. What's this guy that MI signed? What's his name
Sales?
now? Dice. So like, he's helping the scene there, not really helping the scene here in any way. It's just like, oh, I live in Toronto. I don't know, but
But that's what it is, though. He's a perfect
Nigeria.
example of my point.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it won't. It's not helping the scene here in any way. But we're looking for what will help the scene here, not
Okay,
just what
so
will sell.
again, is the scene here bringing anything new to the table? That's a big question, right? If you are saying you want to be recognized as a scene or as a market, right? There's distinctive things that you would connect a market to. It could be a name, it could be a sound, it could be like a tag or something that can help you connect to an area. Just like the same way you hear Afro swing and you think UK, you hear Alter and you think some aspect of Lagos. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, or like VI or somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
there's names, there's branding, there's things. But right now, every artist within the Canadian space is very much like an artist that could work in an artist that could come from Nigeria. So there's nothing distinctive in the sound, in the you know what I mean, in the branding, or in that makes them feel okay, I'm from a different place. Or again, we're all new here in Canada, so a lot of us are still very Nigerian. So you can't like, so it's almost like you could even, some people don't even know that Daisel's like was probably like has a Canadian passport. But a lot of people don't know that Daisel's has Canadian passport, right? Like, because he doesn't necessarily like he's benefited himself because he's working as an artist that can do well in that scene. He's not necessarily bringing something so new. Like, he's a mainstream level artist, so he's going to come down there and be a mainstream level artist. So he's not necessarily like, how can you connect him to an area? Like, you know what I mean? There's no way you can connect Daisel's to an area. And it's not his fault that he's not connected to an area. It's because we're all new here, man. And we're all still Nigerian at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is everyone is just trying to blow, and they'll just make regular music that is being sold in Niger, and just be living here and just be promoting their music.
There's nothing Canada. There's nothing that screams Canada.
True. I feel
compared to a very recent body of work that I really love. Nijanada was literally. Okay, we're going to talk about that.
I was literally about to ask you about the project now.
Yeah.
Like, because when you started saying it sound something relatable and all that, I'm like, okay, the first
and
2-3
the narrative
tracks of
and the narrative.
Exactly. So like the first 2-3 tracks of Nijanada, like Nijanada, by the way, for our listeners, is someone it's an album or a project that has been in works for a long time, and it was finally released, and it's made by King Magic and Bowsy. It's a really amazing project. If anyone wants to listen, if you're a Canadian guy living here, Toronto, wherever, you relate to it from the get-go, from the first beats, you relate to everything to the end.
From the
it's
first
really
verse.
amazing, you guys should check it out. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
When my girlfriend sent it to me, I was like, wow, this is insane. I have to finish this thing immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something we should all look out to. So what do you think about that? Is that a product that you think is what you're saying, like, can be the solution to this? Like, if everyone is doing something like this, would that give us like a name or a scene or whatever?
If you try to coin a name or try to coin a term that could help you recognize a particular scene, I like the effort that a term like Nijanada is trying to achieve, right? I like the effort because that's exactly what I'm thinking in my head. There's nothing that would remind you of a particular place or area. But when you hear Nijanada, you're like, okay. Like, some people are not big fans of the name, by the way. Like, a lot of people don't necessarily rock with the Ninja, because no one essentially is still using the term Ninja. But again,
we use Nige.
Yeah, guys use Nige, right? So,
and it's Canada, so the Anada is from Canada.
Yeah. But I'm not even talking about like the name itself, but I'm talking about the fact that there is a name, right? That they're trying to find something that can, like, say through through that project now, they can, and I can see a lot of the efforts that he's pulling with this album. He's definitely trying to put it in the right places. He's marketing it within spaces in Nigeria. It's being played on radio in Nigeria, and it's coming with a narrative, man. It's coming with a narrative that is saying, almost like some of you might think we moved to Canada and we're balling, but a lot of guys are struggling just to make their passions their livelihood, man. And I enjoyed the album personally. I still go back to the song like Try. That melody is stuck in my head. It's a King Magic is a fucking beast. And Boss too. When Boss gets in his bag, like some of those verses, listen to his voice on Vibe On. That song, that verse. Listen to that verse, that Boss verse on Vibe On. Not again. Like they had the narrative and they were so passionate on that project. I think it was a great project, man.
Are you going to like make a review on your YouTube?
Yeah, like I was definitely going to like do something with it, especially with the playlist, because I'm working on a playlist too. So I'm going to make a video about the playlist, and then you see me mention the album for sure and talk about the album and talk about the scene in general. Because I'm going to make a video about the scene. Like a scene, like the video needs to be made at some point.
Highly needed. Like people need to understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Some people just think everybody just here. Like the image I had of Canada before I came to Canada is can't even explain, man. It's just way different. I'm sure you had the same image. You had maybe like a place where there's like 10 people in like one street. I don't know. And then you come around, like everybody's everywhere, everybody's just doing normal things, but like we don't hear about this over there, and it's kind of weird. So there needs to be some sort of exposure. It's kind of like what created this podcast, to be honest.
Yeah. And so, to be honest, like the scene is not what it was, say 4 years ago. Like like 2014 to 2016, roughly. It's not the same scene anymore, bro. Like there's been new.
Are you saying it's better now, or
a whole lot better, bro? A whole lot, significantly. Like, because at the first instance when I came in and you go to events and you see some of the guys that perform and you're like you're not really like you're not gravitating to it. It wasn't especially when you're coming off the boat, fresh off the boat too. Like you're in Nigeria, you still have that Nigerian mentality too. So like a lot of things didn't connect. But the longer I've stayed here, maybe it's because I've been here longer, or maybe it's just the fact. But I can say the quality for me, it's probably at the best it's ever been from a long time, man. As a scene, I'm talking even excluding guys like Naso Amadi and Daiseos. Exclude those guys. The scene is doing like it's putting out good projects, putting out good products. Basically, is what I'm saying.
No doubt. SoundKing also dropped like one of the best projects last year, in my opinion, and they followed up with like a deluxe early this year. So it's really good. It's really good where it is. And I want to ask, do you think it's going to be way better in the next 5 years? What are your predictions? What are your expectations?
It's bound to go up, because like where else would it go? You know what I mean? Where else will it go? Like, you know what I mean? The stock is low right now. Like if you have, like, you know what I mean? The stock is low right now, but it's only bound to go up. It's like, because think about it, generationally, there's going to be a bigger bridge between Nigeria and Canada very soon, in the next couple of years. Because a lot of us are moving. Like, Canada is the next best thing now. After even UK started closing their doors recently.
True,
right?
That's very true.
But Canada was like, we're here. And a lot of people are moving here. A lot of people are still trying to move here. Like, there's a huge demand behind, like, people moving from Nigeria to Canada. So the scene is only going to get better. Like, it's only going to get better. You're going to get a whole lot of like talented producers, a lot of talented singers, songwriters. It's gonna grow, and I think the goal should be making a strong impact within Canada itself. Like making a strong impact within Canada to the point where you're seeing guys like Tommy picking up awards and hearing songs. When you walk into a Starbucks, you're hearing guys, not necessarily a Burna Boy or Wizkid, but you're hearing like homegrown, like Canadian talents. Like that's gonna be a thing for sure. Like the sound is gonna be big. Like that's my prediction, and that's what I hope to see, bro. That's what I hope to see.
That'll be amazing to see. To like step into like fucking Walmart and that'll be crazy.
Yeah, like the scene is still here to be tapped. There's still something here to be tapped, and there's still something to be connected back home. But I think back home is integral. It's very, very important. Connecting back home is so integral. Like at the same time, man. But it's interesting because if I speak to every artist that I know, at least the artists that I've spoken to, they want to connect with the home audience because that's where it's at. They kind of like give you the validation that everywhere else can like respect you. You know what I mean? Like Burna Boy is respected because like he's so big. He's so big back home. Wizkid is so big back home, and it becomes a thing of okay. Now that I've conquered this territory, it only makes sense that I move to another territory to expand.
I actually agree with you on that. Like that's a really, really good prediction, and I hope he gets there. To be honest,
hopefully, man.
Have you heard a Nigerian act like in the US?
Yeah,
like an upcoming act in the US.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone that like
Choo-choo.
you want us to like?
Choo-choo is
aside from Choo-choo.
Yeah, aside from Choo-choo, there's Zarion. Zarion he's in Atlanta. Is he in Atlanta? Where is he? Zarion Uti. Look up Zarion Uti. Amazing artist from, I think somewhere in, I don't know, probably Jersey. I don't know where the state is. Yeah, but yeah, there's Choo-choo. There's Zarion. There is Toye. You know Toye?
No.
Okay, yeah. There's Toye. There's.
Oh, I think I know Toye. She's in DC.
No, it's a guy actually.
It's not the same person. No, it's not the same person.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
There's some other artist. She's of Nigerian descent, but she doesn't necessarily make Afrobeat music. But I think she's dope. Her name is Serena Isioma. She makes alternative music, not necessarily like something for a Nigerian audience, but I think she's pretty talented too.
Yeah.
Who else is in US that you know?
Do you know about Toby Drills?
Huh?
Do you know someone called Toby Drills?
Toby Drills. I know a Toby in Canada.
No, Toby Drills.
No, I don't know Toby Drills. No, I don't know Toby.
Anyways, that's the New York. That's
the US scene.
Yeah, they actually need some sort of exposure. They need to like up their game because there's a bunch of talent there. I can't even lie. I was in New York last 2 years and I was like, whoa, there's talent there. Like they're making tracks, albums, man. EPs everywhere. Yeah. They even have shows. They open up for everybody.
Yeah.
Open up and shit.
Zaron even announced a couple shows. Yeah.
I want to ask, what kind of music do you listen to?
Just casually.
Yeah, like what would you like gravitate to like after this pod? If you were chilling, what would you gravitate to?
I mean, one would assume the fact that I make YouTube videos every day about Nigerian music. Yeah, Nigerian music is at the top of my list when it comes to what I listen to. But I still listen to like everything in the West as well.
Oh no. So what are you talking about Nigerian music?
Oh, Nigerian music.
Okay. So yeah, there's types of Nigerian music. This is Afro.
Right. So when you ask what I listen to, you mean like artists I listen to or
no, like type? So type. Let me explain.
Okay, like genres.
You have exactly.
Okay.
So you know you have Brimo and you have Burna Boy. They make completely different music.
I'm okay. So just to help you answer your question, I'm big on high life. Like that's my go-to anytime I'm cleaning or like. Or say if I'm even biking, I have a high life playlist that I just like I spin that playlist mad. And
so like caveman,
early Adekunle Gold,
true.
Anything juju, high life of that nature, even Flavor Nabania, anything from Jules and that Ghanaian touch. And I lived in Ghana for a bit, so I listen to a lot of Ghanaian artists too.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, like I'm big on high life. That's my go-to, I would say. But I listen to every other thing. I listen to R&B within Afrobeat space. You know what I mean? I listen to, bro. I listen to everything, but high life will be the top of my list, bro.
Do you have any like favorite artists at the moment?
Aside new from the top three. Okay. Favorite artists. I don't want to talk about top three. Favorite artists. The guys I've been listening to more often right now, there is freaking Caveman, of course, like because High Life and all that. I listen to Remy Baggins. If you know Remy Baggins, he has a very vast discography that I go to.
He's good. He's really good.
Yeah. over here in Canada, an artist I listen to heavy is New Baby. I gravitate to a lot of New Baby songs. Who else I listen to?
We should get New Baby on the pod. Maybe I'll think about that.
Man.
I think he has a project dropping soon. Or he just dropped something. And I've seen his pictures everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But he has been dropping amazing songs this year. Like no song from him has missed for me so far. So like
that's cool. That's cool.
New Baby,
No Fireboy.
yeah. Still go back to LTG a lot. That's a classic album.
Okay, so
yeah, man,
let's
bro, I listen to a lot, bro.
Yeah, I can see you just mentioned like 100 guys now who'll just be here forever.
Yeah.
But let's look at it this way. Last year, what's your I won't say last year. I'll say from this year to this time last year. What's your
this year to this time last year?
Yeah, like
last 6 months of last year.
Why in May? No, why in May?
Okay.
So from May 2021 to May 2020. I don't know if that makes sense. But like
May 2021.
Like from now to last year May. Is this hard?
Okay, so from last year to now. From last year to now.
So literally from May 2020 to May 2021.
Okay. Say it like that. Because you said 2021 to 2020. I was kind of confused. Anyway, sorry.
But what I'm trying to go at is the albums that were dropped within that period, which is like the most famous albums that we've heard in a while.
Yeah.
Well, how would you rank them? Like your top 5?
Okay, so I did a video on my top 50 albums of 2020.
50, wow.
Yeah, so
that must have taken time.
Yeah, so I did 50 albums. So if you want to check that out, but my favorite albums from within now and
okay, let me make it easier for you because it seems like this May is confusing. Okay, so from 2020 to 2021. What are your top 5 albums?
2021. Hold on. Okay, all of 2020
till today.
All of 2020
January to today. That's like I don't know.
I have a number system. I might have to look that up to actually let you know.
So you can't say it offhand. Like what you feel personally.
Oh, like what I feel personally. Like the number one album is that I don't want to compare albums from now to like albums of last year, but my number one album has been Chike's Boo of the Bullets.
That's interesting.
I would say my second would still be Roots. Just like my top 50. If you go to, Chike's Boo of the Bullets and Caveman's Roots.
So that's 1, 2.
Yeah, those are my, from that list at least. Like those 2 albums have been like, they've been stronger than what I've heard this year. And what I've heard this year is still fire though. It's still fire albums.
No doubt.
There's Young Girl.
I said top 5. Top 5. So you're giving me 2. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you Peruzzi's. I'll give you Peruzzi's. Rum and Boogie. How'd you feel about that one? I had that deep sigh, bro. How you feeling?
Long story. I haven't listened to it, and it's not even anything crazy. But I listened to Peruzzi's first release, the first album, the one we did with Davido and everyone.
Heartbreak, yeah.
And I really liked it. It was like on the Christmas period. It dropped like 3 years ago. I really liked it, but it didn't get the. I think it's Heartbreak something. It didn't get the acclaim that I felt it was supposed to get, and I just gave up on the guy. So I just like the guy features now.
Because he didn't get the like.
Yeah, I can't explain like.
Because that song, that album didn't blow. So you
and I loved it.
You loved it. Okay.
I felt weird, so I was like, I won't try this again with this new one.
So because of everybody now, that's
I swear,
that's
weird,
you go back to Peruzzi.
It's weird, but that was literally how my thought process was when you released this one. I was like, what if I like it now and nobody likes it? And unfortunately for me, everybody likes it, and now I look like I'm left out.
No. Usually, it happens, man. It happens with everyone has that one thing. Peruzzi had a narrative that was kind of holding him back. People thought it wasn't like versatile. People thought he was giving us the same old. And it's because all the songs that were heavily promoted by Peruzzi were the same old. But if you go deep into the crooks and cranny of this man's catalog, you know that he was diverse. And I think he wanted to go against that narrative. Hence why he gave us 20 songs on an album
Oh,
to
20.
like to beat that narrative, and it was kind of like, yeah, he wanted to beat that narrative of you sound the same, and that was why he gave us so much. And so much of what didn't necessarily sound the same. Like they were different. You could catch high life, you could catch reggaeton, you could catch like early like galala music, you could catch I'm a piano, like the entire album was like,
You're making me feel like I'm left out. I have to check
no,
it
but the
out
entire
now.
album, like Peruzzi was intentional about like diversifying its palette. He wanted everyone to know, like this is what the fuck I can do. Like this is everything I can, and I think it was it made for a phenomenal album for me. And I remember listening to it from top to bottom. I know many people wouldn't necessarily have that attention span for like a 20 track album, because it's very difficult for that to work in this kind of market. Not everyone will know every song on the album, but because of what I do, like I had to listen to every track to understand what, and I listened to every track and I freaking loved it, and I think it's one of the best albums out this year. Another album I can throw in that I think for my list now, what's my list looking like?
Your list is Bow of the Bullets, Caveman, I forgot the name of the album. Peruzzi.
Peruzzi, and then I'll throw in Young Girl, Kingman. I'll throw Young Girl.
That was also a good project, because I wouldn't say I listened to it too. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I listen to Nigerian musical, but the ones you're picking are the ones that I just don't like move towards per se.
That's
I love the
thing.
song with Whiskey, when Whiskey jumped on the remix.
If Bounce, that was from 2020. If Bounce remix, but If Bounce is on the album, Yardman King Size for sure. Another album I wanted to. Well, it's not an album; it's an EP. Ruga Pandemic.
Finally, that was the reason why I made this question. That was why I made the question. That was why I said till May, because I just said 2020. I wanted to know what you thought about Ruga's Pandemic EP.
I put out a review. So like,
sorry.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Yeah, I think it's amazing, man. I think it's definitely like it was 6 tracks to like to let the level of confidence that this guy has for a young game that just came in. He sounded really, really in the pocket of what he was trying to get at. If you listen to a song like Bounce, bro, that song, you feel like he was born in the Caribbean. Like you think he was of that. Like that's how authentic his sound is. And I felt like for someone like, we get a lot of guys that sound like try to sound like Afro-Caribbean or something, and a few exceptions within Nigerian space that do it so well. Young Girl, Patu Rankin, and for now Ruga is tapping into that lane, and he's heavy on that. And I think the album it's phenomenal, bro. Like the EP, rather.
Everyone loves Bounce. My favorite song there is Abu Dhabi.
People loved Abu Dhabi first. Abu Dhabi was what was like getting a lot of the acclaim when it first dropped. But I listened to that tape, and I kept going back to Bounce, and I said it in my first thing. I was like, this song is gonna take off. This song is definitely gonna take off, and it's about time. It is like it's just a matter of time. They had to push that song. They had to give it a video. Like, man, it's like they had to push that song. It's just mandatory, man. I think that's 5, right? That's 5 projects.
Yeah, that's 5 projects, and I would say it's a really strong 5. Like, I really respect this 5. Definitely Chike is Bow of the Bullets. My favorite song there is Forever. I don't know if you've heard that song.
For sure.
That song, it sounded like Chris Brown. He did some loving things there, and I was like, I was tweeting for like 3 days about it. Like, that song reminds me of Chris Brown.
No, Chike is phenomenal. That album, bro.
Yeah. So
I just don't like the name. I just don't like the name. Bow of the Bullets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's going for like a.
Yeah, I just think
like
the name.
I
just think the name was kind of corny. Like the album of that kind of content, it needed a stronger name and artwork too. Like, but that was the only thing. Those were the only like huge setbacks for me on that album. Just the name, just saying it, Bow of the Bullets, right? But when you go back to the content of it, man, it's freaking phenomenal, bro.
It's an amazing project. And I like the fact that it grew up on us slowly. Because when it dropped, people were like, oh, JK dropped, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't even know him.
True. Over time, like, TikTok helped him, weddings
the record
also helped him. And Body Now, like then the single record,
Yeah.
then the one with Mayor Kun, the remix,
Yeah.
and things started going better. And now he's one of like the top guys that we look up to,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I was about to ask something, about so you see Ruga, and the whole Rema, Ruga, the Prince, Don Jazzy, what's her name, Arya Stark, that whole narrative, that
Arya
whole
Stark.
movement. Star,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, yeah.
my Game of Thrones.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense because like Arya Stark.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I was watching her interview with Corty, and she was like, "You didn't come from there." I was
Yeah,
like,
it didn't.
"How?
It
Like,
didn't,
how? What kind
apparently.
of?" Anyways, it's cool, Sha. But that whole narrative, do you think if that kind of like if Don Jazzy or the Prince did something like that, but tapping into Afro Canada scene, let's say they find one of the artists here and they try to like run their project on it, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, like a shitload of podcasts you don't even want to imagine. Don Jazzy was on this podcast with Ebuka, and he said everyone that comes out, except for Ruga, because Ruga was the Prince, but everyone that comes out from Maven as of now, that's Crayon, Rema, Arasta, everybody, they have like a camp where they're all there situated, making music for like a year, training them, everything,
academy.
how to. That's why when they come out, it's like, oh, they've been doing this thing for
academy, yeah,
years.
yeah.
Exactly. So if it gets, do you think if it does, or if it spreads its wings more? Because now what they are doing is they're leaving Lagos to search other cities outside of Lagos.
Are they?
For those talents. Yeah, that's what they're doing. All of them are not from Lagos.
Yeah.
You think
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, right.
that's what they're doing.
Right. Okay,
But
beyond
if you-
Lagos, yes. Yeah, for sure.
If you think about them spreading it towards our end, like here in Canada, I don't know how they'll do it, but if they do you think that will help the scene in any way?
I mean,
Because think about having a Rema from fucking Canada.
no,
I don't know.
but I mean, you kind of answered the question. Like, if someone, again, Mavens is a Nigerian label. It's situated in Nigeria, but I don't think, bro, a Don Jazzy endorsement and Don Jazzy training and Don Jazzy like mentorship can make a star out of many people, right? I mean, he can definitely make a star out of. I mean, I've shown it time and time again, right? So
True.
he can, yeah. Like I'm not doubting what Mavens could do. Like they've done it before.
Countless
They're doing it
times.
again, yeah. Like I wouldn't, yeah. Of course, if he picked anyone, are you saying like, are you saying he should definitely like have his eyes on the Canadian scene and pick artists from here?
Yeah, I think why not? Like we have we have the talent, so we just need some sort of endorsement.
Yeah. Okay, you mean some form of like some form of endorsement, but at the end of the day, right? It's a Nigerian label, so if the artist is picking up, is either if he wants to establish a branch here, then that's when we can talk.
Which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, but then again, it's still a relatively new label, right? Compared to like
True.
all those big Warner and Universal and them guys. You know what I mean? I'm sure
But it's the biggest we have.
I'm sure Mavens is working towards that too. So let once their wings become bigger for sure. Hopefully, like it would be nice to see. It would be nice to see for sure.
It would be amazing, to be honest. It would be astonishing if they had something in North America.
Yeah.
Because then now it's like we're looking towards. It's just like what Universal did with Lagos.
Yeah,
Nigeria
they're
or
coming
Africa,
to Nigeria. They're coming to Africa.
They're already in Nigeria. They have a
Yeah.
Universal. This guy is signed. Alpha P is signed to Universal Nigeria.
Yeah,
and a few other small
Even
guys. are signed there too.
Ruga is actually signed to Sony Music. I think it's Sony Music West Africa or UK. But he signed to one of the Sony Music labels.
I think that helps. It helps like with everything. It just helps that you're
I
signed to
mean, these
someone
guys
that's
have
already-
the key to they have the keys to the kingdom. So when it comes to like promotions and whatnot, but not to say independent artists don't have a foot at making a career for themselves. They can still, but within Nigerian space, we're still waiting to see a completely independent artist. Well, no one can be completely independent in many sense. Like there's gonna be like nice plays.
We do.
Who would you say is completely independent that is at the top of the game right now?
MI did it. What are you saying?
So MID have a label back in it?
They made the label together. Chuck City, Chuck Boy.
You understand? Like it was picked up by I'll do. And
By who?
I'll do. Like,
Oh, no, it was a collaboration though.
yeah, okay,
Wasn't
same
it?
thing. At the end of the day, it's a label. He wasn't completely independent.
Okay, let me give you another. There's someone that can or has done it. Definitely, someone definitely have done it. I don't know. Olamide. I think Olamide did it.
But you know, understand that Olamide didn't just come into the industry with his own label. He was signed to someone before, you know that, right?
Who?
Coded Tunes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot all those guys.
Yeah, he was signed to
Yeah.
I forget his name. ID Kabasa. ID
Yeah.
Kabasa, the producer. Coded
So I don't
Tunes.
think. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think anybody has done it.
Bro,
though.
like it's the nature. We don't have the infrastructure for independent artists right now. If you're not with the label, like you or like a cosign.
Yo, no, chill. I found it.
Santi.
Yeah, Santi.
Yeah.
OCB.
OZB.
Yeah, that's the answer.
but-
he was independent before he got the deal. He was big as an independent act before he got the deal
Okay.
with those guys in UK.
Okay. But at the end of the day, like many of these guys still need some form of cosign. You know what I mean? Like many artists still need cosign. Like no one's necessarily been like, you know what I mean, to some extent grinding on their own, or doing it like Russ or like Chance the Rapper did or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
I think, to be honest, I think it's impossible.
yeah, but like those guys were, again, they were a community, so they had a bigger voice. So it wasn't, I would say he's independent, yes, I'll give him the credit, but I don't even know if he was completely independent. Like, then again, there could be Santi. I was talking about Santi, right?
Oh, he was.
Yeah, but you don't.
Monster Boys, like, is just his friends. Him and his friends.
Yeah, no, Monster
Yeah,
Boys
yeah.
was a crew. Yeah, they became a community, but then again, it's not an independent thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think I get what you're saying, that he wasn't, like, alone.
Yeah, like
was-
people.
yeah.
There isn't like a one man, like.
Oh, that one is
island,
very impossible,
like,
God. That one can never happen.
but like you see how some people have been able to do that in other spaces, like Russ and people that just being overly aggressive and then just get their pop off without any necessary like cosign or positioning by other artists or whatnot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
But communities for
I
sure, like the
feel you.
Ote scene, like they've you could to see some indie success for sure. I could give them more credit as being indie artists, but as of now, like especially for the pop scene, bro, they were making something different. Especially for the pop scene, bro. I don't know
It's
if we're
hard.
there yet.
It's almost it's like for that mass is extremely hard. Okay. So do you listen to podcasts at all?
Yeah, I do. I listen to a bunch of podcasts.
Who do you listen? Put us on. Put our listeners on to.
Yeah, I
the
listen
pod.
to AfroXposure podcast. It's two women in Ottawa. I said two, three of them. Three of my friends. They started it off at first in they've been a couple years in, and I'm a huge fan of their podcast. AfroXposure, From Lagos with Love. I listen to that a lot.
Oh yeah, I listen to that too.
Yeah, I listen to what's it called? Cruising Out West. I listen to
I listen to that
West.
too.
I
Yeah,
listen
KP is hilarious.
I listen to when I get time, or even like
When you're working out.
no, I listen to usually I listen to podcasts when I work. Like that's the only time I can listen to podcasts. Like when I'm actually working, because I like it. I like just having like something in the back playing that.
I feel you.
Yeah, and with what I do, it doesn't necessarily impede on my concentration or anything. So
True.
yeah, so when I find time as well, I listen to a lot of like American podcasts, Brilliant Idiots, Joe Budden as well.
What do you feel about Maul and Rory not being on the pod anymore?
I mean, it goes back to who Joe is, right? Like the way he put them on blast there, like on the. I just think it just seems to be like just bad leadership traits right there. I just think he wasn't being as transparent to them. And if you've seen their accounts of the whole scenario, it's just a matter of like, yeah, you can think, oh yeah, you can't be in business with your friends. I believe that to some extent, like almost like to some level there can be some conflicts there, but man, like there was a whole lot that Joe had to take care of as a leader, or as the leader of the pack. Like there was some things that you need to take care of to make everybody else feel welcome in that space. You know what I mean?
True.
So,
I hear you.
but yeah, that was it, man. Joe Budden, Brilliant Idiots.
Oh yeah, that's also cool.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of pods. You don't even want to see my library. You don't want to see my collection.
What do you listen to, man?
Like it's not even about music or culture anymore.
Okay.
Like if I'm studying something, like I'm into IT. If I'm studying IT like software, I just Google the podcast. If they have a podcast like Microsoft Azure, that's like the cloud for Microsoft. I listen to the podcast for them.
Nice.
I listen to just anything I want to listen to. I just rather I'm a person that learns by hearing.
Yeah.
So I just rather just listen than just
listen to Joe Rogan?
A shitload of podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you believe that was the first podcast I listened to? He
Joe
introduced me to.
Damn. Yeah. He started it early off. Yeah, he's been doing it for how many years?
He's
now?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask, just a random. This isn't music related. This is more on like the creatives in African creatives here in Toronto. And would you classify yourself as a creative?
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, with what I do, I have to get creative. With some of what I do, you know. So yeah, I would classify myself as a creative. I'm also working on other things beyond.
Oh, like what? What are you?
I'm working towards like an interview series on my channel. So that's gonna be coming up very soon, and I'm gonna be hopefully producing more series on my platform that would connect to the Afrobeats culture, man, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Do you sing? Do you do any music? Do you play any musical instruments?
No, I don't sing. I don't do any musical instruments. I used to produce before, but I stopped.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? I got bored. Honestly, I explored other things.
Well, I can see how you get bored, but to be honest, I see producers as gods. I always like respect them. They do something to audio, I'm like, wow, you guys are like everything.
Even what I was doing wasn't even production. I was just like, it was just beats making. It was just like, it was just putting sounds together and making something.
That was vibes.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's vibes. Yeah, so you're gonna ask us a question about creatives in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your question?
My question was, what do you think about the creative scene in Toronto? I won't say Canada because Canada is like too far. Okay. Let's say Toronto, Ontario, like the Canadian creatives, like the Afro-Canadian creatives, that's like the photographers, the photography scene. Yeah. You know how you see like cool photographs of your favorite artists in Niger just by one random guy that is fucking amazing. Like that's like the model scene, the I don't know. Just general creativity. It could be video making. You have like guys that just make videos. One guy called Nelson Edge or Nelson GH in Nige. There's one guy called Nelson. He just makes cool videos that I just like to watch.
I think
it's not like anything specific. Yeah. There's also Timmy Evil.
Yeah.
That Twitch did that before he started making music videos. So he just used to make creative videos and stuff. Like, I don't know, but like, do you see yourself? Do you have any exposure to those things? Like people that are just taking pictures for fun, like good pictures, whatever. And what do you think about that scene?
There's definitely a lot of creativity here in Canada, man. I can think of just from the filmmaking or at least video perspective. There's a guy called Danny C. I think he has even shot commercials. Like he's a student, but he's still very much a prominent videographer at the same time. You guys know Any Beats? Any Beats, yeah. He has a whole production crew as well, and yeah, that's another huge creative that I have a lot of respect for. There's guys that do there's people, man.
How about like fashion guys?
And even on the fashion end, there's I forget his name. Fikayo. Or is it Fisayo?
Oh yeah, that guy's
it's Fikayo.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there's Fikayo. Cool, like cool. He's great with his fashion. There's a whole lot of content. I was just asked the other day about content creation. But yeah, like there's a whole lot from fashion to music. There's the guys that do a bunch of YouTube videos about, there's like cultural YouTube videos like Baby Girl Toast. I don't know if you know Baby Girl Toast.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy about Baby Girl Toast?
Yeah.
I always thought she was in the US.
No,
until like she did
she's
like
in
a prank
Canada.
video.
Yeah.
And then
I think she
was
goes
like asking
to,
them for
what university does she
Canadian
goes
dollars.
to? I think she goes to University of Ottawa or something. Maybe. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
makes
I'm not
sense.
sure. I'm not sure where she goes to. But yeah,
So,
she makes
I
great
know
content
Benson.
too. Yeah. Benson is
So I know Benson, and Benson is my guy. So seeing Benson on her videos, I thought, because Benson's in the US,
Benson's
I thought
States,
she was in the US.
No. I guess she just knows them, but
I was, it was really shocking.
Yeah.
I just found out that's like literally yesterday night. This time yesterday was when I found out. It's creepy. They're talking about her.
yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there's her. There's OG Cultured. There's a set of twins in Winnipeg. Like the guy makes videos with the sister, but the sister also is a stylist. Her name is Ogasa. But yeah. OG Cultured is the name of a YouTube channel, or maybe she changed her name. But I remember her as being OG Cultured. She's dope too.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of guys. Are you taking notes of these guys, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at my notes. Yes.
Mad.
But then I also wanted to ask, like, this is like we're about to end because we actually planned to just do this for 1 hour, but like it's already going to like the second hour.
Yeah.
What's your, like in basketball, do you watch basketball?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're in Canada, you have to. It's like our football here, or soccer. What's your Mount Rushmore for Afrobeats, like all time? Mount Rushmore is like your top 5, top 4.
Why are you doing this to me?
All time, like I'm saying, all time, like
all time,
from the 60s all the way to 2021.
Mine or like cultural, or like just based on
yours.
Mine. Okay, my personal Mount Rushmore would be, One Day, Wiz, Tubaba, Don Jazzy, for the lack of a. Wait, I've mentioned 4 already.
Guy, your Mount Rushmore don't finish.
Yeah, my Mount Rushmore don't finish.
Guy, take your time.
Okay.
Wait, I think you start all over.
Okay.
I'll
knock Tubaba off and put MI.
You knock Tubaba off.
And put MI a bagger.
So you knocked Tubaba off for MI. That's really, really bold.
Wait. But I'm thinking, because Don Jazzy is another. There's a whole other reason for Don Jazzy. Like Don Jazzy is just like. Just a level of impact that this man has poured into the scene alone. How many generations down? So I have Don Jazzy. I love Tubaba, but the longevity hasn't like connected as much as
you would have expected it.
No. But at least for me, like if you talk to a guy that was in his 30s, so, like say like an 80s baby, you probably don't have a different perspective, because Tubaba is like a god to like an old, like is an OG. But for me personally, I would put MI above Tubaba. But culturally though, I know Tubaba's influence is heavy. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I think we'll do it in like a 2-part question. We'll do yours and we'll do culturally.
Okay.
That'll make it easier. So what's your number 5 for like?
Number 5. Okay, Mount Rushmore has only 4.
For personally. No, I'm making it 5.
I'm making it 5. Okay, another name I'll put there. Personally.
Just to round it up, I'm waiting for one name, just because.
Wait, which name are you waiting for?
I'm hoping you say this name, just because you mentioned the other one, so I'm hoping you say it.
And now I'm confused. Like I can't just say any name.
Go on.
I can't just say any name now because
we'll have this argument in the cultural side.
Okay.
We'll have this argument in the cultural side. This is your personal stuff.
Who else did I put? Don Jazzy, One Day. Asha.
That's actually really, really amazing. But
yeah, Asha. I'll put Asha because of her discography.
Yeah, it's really strong, really, really solid. Like everyone you mentioned, aside from One Day, has a solid discography. But One Day has the best album of like Afrobeats ever. So that will make his own even solid.
One Day there.
Yeah, Wiz, One Day, MI has like the strongest discography here. And this is really amazing.
Yeah.
So now let's go cultural side now.
Cultural side, Mount Rushmore of Afrobeats. Okay, there's Tubaba, Wiz, The Bunch, and It's between One Day and P Square.
Wait, why is your
It's between One Day and P Square.
man? This is really tough. Oh. So you have two Baba, Wiz, the bunch. One Day. We need one more person. You say One Day or P Square.
Yeah,
then
One
who's
Day
the
or P
last
Square.
one?
One Day on because it's okay. You want 5? Okay, then One Day and
Yeah,
P
5.
Square. Then sorry,
Okay.
because I'm
So
thinking
how-
about Joshua is 4, but I'm still going.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep 5 to make it easier.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously, if it's 4, you won't be able to balance it
Yeah.
all. So why not why not Fela or his son?
We said Afrobeats, right?
Yeah, I mean like
Contemporary,
Afro, the whole thing.
contemporary Afrobeats.
No, like
Okay,
now
now
my
okay,
question.
okay.
Let me rephrase the
Okay,
question.
reframe
Make it
your
easier.
question.
Or to make it make sense. Okay, this is for Afrobeats. Let me just list the Afrobeats. But I want it to be okay, let's say Nigerian music. Let's just put it that way. Let's not stress ourselves with this Afro thing. Nigerian music as a whole
Of all time.
of all time.
Okay,
Who-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course,
Yeah,
fella.
so go.
Of course. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
of course.
of course, fella. But when we're talking about the list, in my head, I'm thinking contemporary Nigerian pop music from the 2000s. You know what I mean? Because that's
Well,
when,
yeah.
because that's when, like, to us at least, to our
True.
generation, like that's when music
feel
became
you.
relevant,
I feel you.
and that's when Nigerian music started to take off.
But yeah, kind of like the reason why I'm asking about this, like generally, is because I want like the listeners, because some listeners are like in our generation, they
Yeah.
don't really know anything about that generation. They don't know why we call some things. They don't know why we have some terms, why we say some things, why we have some slangs. Like I don't know, but like there's a bunch of things that came from then, and then we're using it now in our time.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Lagwaja's music, if you look at
Yeah,
Fela's music,
yeah.
you look at all those guys,
Yeah.
they coined some terms that we used to now. Like I don't know. Even some artists even say it in their songs, and people don't even get why they say it. They're just like, "Oh, it's vibes, it's ginger, it's whatever." But like, they actually have a meaning to these things. So it's kind of like able to educate people, even
sure,
like
for
younger audience, to like know, or even maybe do their own personal research,
Yeah.
and maybe listen to like older cats and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, what would you? So Fela and who?
Fella, I'll put Sunny Ade in there as well.
King.
Yeah, King Sunny Ade. My
Yeah.
the
You have to
disrespect,
put
you know.
that king
As
there.
in, you have to put that king there, man. Of all time, those two.
It's hard to.
Osita Osadebe.
Osita.
Yeah, and okay, okay then. Then two Baba.
Would you put Onyeka Onwenu?
I don't know. Like to be honest, like I don't know how heavy Impact is. Compared
Even
to,
Burna Boy had to sing about her. Use her name to make song.
I don't think he was even singing about her,
True.
but he was just using
like,
her as a punchline. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. I mean, we can win for sure. Like, okay, we have to put a. If you're saying of all time, like
You have to put it's all time.
of
bro.
all time,
It's all time.
from pre
Put everybody
2000s,
together.
from pre 2000s, I'll put King Sunny Ade and Fela there, and yeah, that's it. King Sunny Ade,
Okay.
Fela, and then who the two I would knock
Osita.
off. The two I would knock off for. Actually, I even put all respect to Chief Osita, but I'm not going to. I want to put Fela. I'll put King Sunny Ade, and then two Baba,
Okay.
then the band,
The band
and then Wiz, man.
and Wiz.
Yeah.
This is a very nice list. So basically I'm going to like do like a whole artwork and just this is your Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Your Mount Rushmore.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting to have
Yeah.
Fela.
King Sunny Ade.
What's the second person? KSA. And you had Tubaba. And you had the Banja and Wiz.
Yeah. But
So do you have any reason
Okay,
for
okay.
putting...
You're saying-
Can you tell me your reasons for each of them? Just make it easier.
man, for each of them, bro, this is
Yeah, you have...
Okay.
It's easy.
No, I know it's easy, but like it's just where can I even start with each and every one of them? I feel like most people are knowledgeable about all those names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to the like again because you made my list and then you made like a cultural list, right?
Cultural list, yeah.
So the cultural list, like it's there. The greatness level is there. Like these were people that were opening doors and creating sounds and moves that only everyone else has only looked up to and said, okay, I'm gonna be hitting those bars. Like Wiz is a bar that people were trying to hit. At the height of Tubaba's career, Tubaba was Two-Face was the guy to look at too. The Banj as well. These are guys that had solidified an era to some extent. Do you know what I mean? All those names for me, they signify time, they signify a movement, they signify so much of what makes Nigerian music today. Like you can still see elements of all these guys there.
Like I kind of like I'm looking at your list and I kind of like see why you're saying these people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you took Fela you put Fela there as he made this whole thing. He made these Afro beats that we're listening to now. He's like
he amplified it. Actually,
he amplified.
There's some documentation to actually accredit someone else for where it came
that person?
From. Well,
okay, no,
on the books because because there's a documentary coming up for it by Ayoshinaya. So most people will get to be knowledgeable about it, but a lot of what Fela took was kind of a mixture of him going to Ghana. So there's a guy from Ghana that is actually accredited for a lot of.
I know.
Exactly. Most people are always there's a huge shock. There's a huge shock value, and even Orlando Julius from Nigeria has made the claim for years. Like, you can check it out. He has always made the claim that he was the one that even gave it the term Afrobeat. And he was one that just did it, but Fela took it on and took it to a different level. And many people, even on Fela's memoir too, there many people he credited on his own memoir. So there's like, but Fela is like the father of it because he kind of is notified, like he put it on the map basically.
Yeah. And also KSA, you're choosing KSA because he's also the king or the father of Fuji.
Of Juju music.
Of Juju music. Sorry, I always mix them up. And then Tubaba, they're putting Tubaba there. What I'm seeing here, like my own transcription, is they're putting Tubaba here because he made the best love song of all time from Nigeria. It's just what I see here. Yeah. I don't think any song can better than that song because it's like a nursery rhyme now. Like just like there.
Yeah, it's a classic.
And then the band is like the guy that. Like I wouldn't say broke the chain or the barrier, but he's one of the, as you said for Fela, he took it to the next level. With that with him signing with Kanye West and Jay-Z, so he made it like a normal thing to be signed to like
beyond even Kanye, guys. Man. Beyond even Kanye, like just his catalog alone. I mean, again, there's still an asterisk on the Banjin because of his recent recent news, but. Then again, you can't touch on his legacy, which is factual. Like you already know what his legacy has done already.
And then Wiz, you're saying Wiz because he gave us young hearts the belief that if you are young, you can actually be this big.
Wiz has this effect that almost feels there's like a pre-Wizkid, post-Wizkid effect right now. That's how big of a impact that he has.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like. Yeah, he's the artist of the last decade, man.
No doubt. Well, this is a really amazing list, and I'll because going forward in the podcast, I'm going to be asking every guest like Mount Rushmore. I'd like to see whose list can like challenge this. I don't think there will be any. Maybe somebody can bring Obey or some, I don't know. Ayinla, those guys that make like old music. Maybe they can bring those guys, and maybe there will be a discussion. But like this is really solid. And I don't think I would change this list. I don't think I have anyone that I'll knock off. Definitely I'll knock off the band for P Square because those guys killed it.
Okay.
And it's just a personal thing. Because I like people that dance and sing love music. So I would have put the band for Wizkid. I'll put P Square for the band. Right. And for Wiz, I think Wiz deserves to be there. And that's basically all I think I would change here. But yeah, let's see how it goes over time.
Dope, man.
I think can you plug your socials? Tell us where we can follow you, where we can gain more of this knowledge, this African music knowledge. And like
Yo, Theo, first of all, thanks for even inviting me, man. You can find my YouTube channel at PalmwinePapi on YouTube. Search PalmwinePapi. That's where I have my reviews and reactions. I also have my OG channel, which is Emmanuel Owoniyi. So it's basically EMMANOWONIYI, and that channel I put more non-reaction related content, like trending topics, my take on trending topics. If you're gonna find me doing a ranking video, that's where it's gonna be. So like I have 2 channels essentially right now, so tap into those. Yeah,
it was great having you on the pod, to be honest.
It,
like, this is the best way to start something like this.
I am honored to be the first to step into this. That's
cool. Like, that's really cool.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully we we meet in person soon.
Definitely.
After this whole
are you in Toronto?
No, I'm in Hamilton.
Okay.
40 minutes.
Bro, yeah, we all went through Hamilton. All of us just like through CIC, right? Like yeah, man.
But yeah, hopefully we get to like hang out and see and maybe discuss music, because I would like to discuss music with you. It seems like you know music, like you study it, but you don't study. But
yeah, I'm just a fan. Like I'm just a guy that goes out of his way to fan over all of these things, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's cool to see you do something. Like, I'm a photographer, by the way.
Nice.
And it all started from me just liking, being a fan of people's work.
Exactly.
And started doing, and now people are paying me for something that I don't even see as a job.
Mad,
That's it. That's cool.
Doing what you love.
Yeah. So it was good to have you on the pod.
Appreciate it, man.
Let's see what you have coming up soon. We'll be checking out for you. We'll also be amplifying your sound,
Thanks,
your videos, whatever you're doing. We'll be putting it on our page, promoting you.
Appreciate it.
And also, everybody follow SoundKing. SoundKing produced this podcast.
Nice.
Follow SoundKing on all platforms.
Nice.
Follow AfroXposure on all platforms.
Nice.
Follow me. My name is Andrew. Just type Drew_OAK.
I think I follow you, right? For sure.
Yeah, I think I DM'd you about this guy.
Oh, who?
What's his name? I DM'd you on random day about this guy on that DMW yonder. When they were asking people that, did this guy steal a song from? I can't remember the song.
Right. From
I DM'd you. I was like, Yonda said that he made for the video.
Yeah.
That was like when I followed you.
Yeah.
It's glad to see you on the pod.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
All right, man.
Okay, bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Peace.